Previously on The Walking Dead.
The next Naruto video is gonna be a bit of a beast. Me covering the Itachi Pursuit Mission, Kakashi Gaiden, Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant, and the fated battle between brothers, all in one big video. Needless to say, I'm worried about my emotions going into that one.
One season later.
Yeah, so I was kind of right. This episode was a lot to take in. I have just gotten through some majorly impactful episodes of Naruto Shippuden, and I got a lot to talk about. I started at episode 113 and worked my way all the way to 143. So this is going to include Kakashi Gaiden, the Itachi Pursuit Mission, the Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant, and of course, the fated battle between brothers. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead, start talking about the stuff that I enjoyed quite a bit. First up, we got something short and sweet. Kakashi's flashback. Now, it may have only been 2 episodes, but it covers a lot with the time it's been given. And apparently this part of the story in the manga was originally the separator between the end of part 1 and then the 3-year time skip to Naruto Shippuden. And honestly, that placement makes a lot more sense there, considering that we just got the scene where Kakashi is visiting Obito's grave, and then we have a little interlude, and then we can get into the post-time skip. I digress though, because the content we got here is still pretty good. Regardless of why it shows up 100 episodes in the Shippuden, I don't know. It was just very nice to finally have some context to some things that were alluded to previously from Kakashi. Like, now we know who Obito is, why he meant a lot to Kakashi, and how Kakashi eventually got his Sharingan. We now know more about Kakashi's father and the tragedy that surrounded that, which led to Kakashi becoming the man he is today. And of course, we get to see the legendary 4th Hokage in action. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think they actually name drop him in the anime, but I mean, let's be honest, we all know who it is. There's not a lot of people that look like him. But like I said, that was just a nice, short, sweet little section. Moving on to Jiraiya's mission to Amegakure, or the city hidden by rain, to uncover the identity of Pain. And boy, oh boy, do things get wild. We have this village that is just drenched in rain at all times as a means of protection from Pain, and it's both gloomy and unsettling. Take the concept of Big Brother and just magnify it to the extreme, and that's basically what's going on, since Pain and Konan can use their abilities to see literally everything going on in the village at all times. Now, it was refreshing to see a highly skilled ninja like Jiraiya actually sneak around, use stealth and interrogation tactics to uncover information about his opponents. It's just a shame that it didn't really matter because of the surveillance system that the Akatsuki have in place. But at least Jiraiya put forth a good effort. And that can apply to more than just his attempt at stealth, considering when the action kicks in and Jiraiya has to fight for his life against Pain, oh boy, he impressed the hell out of me. Now, it's no secret that I'm not a big fan of Jiraiya, but I do gotta give the man props. When he had to take on Konan and then eventually the multiple Pains, you know, he stepped up and really lived up to the reputation he has. I won't lie, when we start getting into the backstory of Jiraiya and how he became the Toad Sage, we see the orphans, the orphans of war for the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, that's them, that's Konan. And Nagato must have became Pain or something. Like, what's going on here? And I'm so glad that we got that, because it adds a lot more context to the Akatsuki and what their motivations in the story are. So what I originally perceived as just kind of a grab at power for greedy reasons, it turns out that the reasons they want to acquire the tailed beast and prevent future wars is more of a misguided attempt to prevent what happened to them with the destruction of their homeland and the death of their parents and all that. It's just a shame that in the process of trying to create that reality, they they'd probably end up killing a lot of people, you know, waiting for the new status quo to form. So it all leads up to the moment where Jiraiya unfortunately loses. He has taken down my pain, manages to get a message, a hint at the identity of pain back home. Now I feel like I should repeat this just so I can get my point across, but like I've never really liked Jiraiya. The first impression we got of him was horrible. Like he is not a likable person in the slightest. And I don't think he has done enough throughout the story to redeem the weaker aspects of his character. But I do think there is quite a bit of impact as a result of Jiraiya's attempt to sway the hearts of the Akatsuki, and trying to change their mind, and then eventually having to come to grips with having to put his faith in a Naruto. Naruto will be that student that was foretold would change the future of like the shinobi. So like when we actually do get to like the conclusion of Jiraiya's character, I do think it lands quite firmly. There's such a mountain for me to overcome and like in Jiraiya, but I think it more or less succeeds. And then of course the final part I want to mention here, as far as like really good stuff that we got in these episodes, is of course the matchup between Sasuke and Itachi. Since the very beginning of Naruto Part 1, we have been building up to the final clash between Sasuke and his brother Itachi, and I gotta say that the build-up has a very satisfying payoff. Now their fight is a little confusing at first, since both of them are like just throwing various forms of genjutsu at each other, and it's just like, is this happening or is this an illusion? And then there's like illusions inside of illusions. Like I said, it got a little confusing at first. But once we get to the later part of the fight, oh my god, is that a spectacle to enjoy. We got the two of them throwing fireball jutsus, black flames, there's curse mark transformations, and of course we got the introduction of Susanos. Like, what the heck is that, Kishimoto? Why you been hiding that this whole time, bro? And I'd be remiss not to mention, of course, we got the Kirin from Sasuke, which is such a great moment. Not only does it showcase just how strong Sasuke is in terms of his physicality and chakra control, but it also just goes to show like how smart and tactical he is in the way he's able to like outsmart Itachi in that moment. In the end, though, the battle does ring of melancholy, as we find out right afterwards that Itachi, he wasn't really the person we thought he was. Now, if we are to believe the words of Toby or Madara Uchiha, whatever the heck he's calling himself, we learned that the Uchiha clan were the ultimate victims, in that Itachi was just an unfortunate soul that was put into a position where he really had no way out. He had no choice but to betray his clan. And so once we get more context behind the Mangekyo Sharingan and how it works with the downside of causing blindness to those who wield it, it does change the context between a lot of Itachi's actions. Like, Itachi goes from being this power-hungry murderer who's trying to use Sasuke to create himself a new pair of eyes, essentially, to now kind of gets flipped, and you realize, oh, actually, Itachi was more or less preparing Sasuke to receive his powers so that Sasuke could be the one that would eventually like save the future of the clan. And it just makes so much sense, given some of the lingering questions I've had ever since we first saw the backstory of Itachi and Sasuke. And now, though it does rely on us having to take what Toby says as fact, I'm willing to believe him, because so many of these puzzle pieces he presents fit nicely into the holes that were left. All right, but let's face reality. It can't all be sunshine and rainbows. There's got to be a couple of nitpicks I have to throw out there, just to balance the scales a little bit. Now, let me just say, I don't have any issues with Sasuke going on to form the Hebi and having them help him track down Itachi. And there are a couple of occasions where their powers, they do come in handy and they save his butt. It's just, I don't like his new companions. Suigetsu has this smug attitude about him, and every time he opens his mouth to talk smack, it just grates on me. And every time he starts talking, I just want to like grab his shoulders and be like, shut up, man. I don't care. And then there's Karin, who, let's be honest, she's just Sakura, but like more bitchy. Like, girl, nobody cares that you care about Sasuke. You don't have to hide it. Like, just stop yelling all the time, and just follow along, help the team. Don't like throw a hissy fit every time that somebody suggests you're lying about something. Like, girl, just stop. And then there's Jugo, who, well, I guess I'll be honest, I don't dislike Jugo at all. At least the normal Jugo. It's the other personality of his where like he roids out like the Hulk and gets like really angry and wants to smash everything. I'm just like, I've seen characters like that a bajillion times, so it's kind of generic. When we look at the way this arc progresses, it's like, all right, we get this cool moment where Sasuke fights Orochimaru and absorbs his power, and then it's like, all right, now we're gonna spend like 5 episodes rounding up the team, forming a new team of people I don't care about. I mean, there's a chance I may like them down the line, but for now I'm just like, they're there. All right, and then the final thing I'm going to complain about, and I know you guys have heard this a bajillion times, but I'm going to say it again. Naruto, what the heck is you doing? We spent a good chunk of time forming this new squad that's going to go out and try to find Sasuke and Itachi. And we even got the GOATs, Kakashi and Shino, to join us. But then we spend like 10 episodes just running through the woods with nothing happening. Like, in that same time, Sasuke goes out, forms the Hebi, fights and defeats Deidara, and then he goes to meet Itachi. And then meanwhile, Naruto and friends are just like off in the woods, smelling their own farts. I'll apologize. That maybe comes off a little harsh given the circumstances, but it's just, I'm getting kind of tired of the way the Naruto flow goes sometimes. Like, I'm just tired of Naruto doing absolutely nothing for stretches of time, and then we get these bursts where he actually does something, but like it almost feels unearned. He just like shows up and beats like a really strong opponent, or has like a new move or something. It's I don't know. Like I said, Sasuke to me is like the real main character of the show, and Naruto is a side character. All right, but let's start wrapping up this video with kind of recapping what I liked and disliked. I think Sasuke's confrontation of Itachi was done very well, and then with the follow-up information we get from Toby, I think really just kind of wrapped that entire storyline in a nice bow. Jiraiya's investigation, the pain, it's full of intrigue, had a lot of mystery going on, kept me hooked to the edge of my seat the entire time. And I really enjoyed the battle he had with Pain. Like, it actually got me to care a little bit about Jiraiya, and that in itself is a great accomplishment. We got a deeper look into some of the events of the previous Shinobi War. Like, we got Kakashi's backstory, and then there's the portion where Jiraiya is training the orphans and the tragedy that happens with that. Now, the actual pursuit part of the Itachi Pursuit Mission was, it's kind of an underwhelming letdown. Like I said, a lot of it's just Naruto running through the woods, and then Itachi and the Hebi are there. With that said, though, let's open up the tier maker and start organizing these arcs on here. The Itachi Pursuit Mission is going to go a little lower down for some of the reasons I stated earlier. Now, the other arcs, they're all like bangers. Like, I'd honestly put them amongst some of the best of the entire show. Maybe even like top 1 or 2 for some of them here. But of course, I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree with me, or am I out of touch here? Am I off bases? Am I overhyping or underrating some of these arcs? Let me know down in the comment below. So for the next Naruto video, I'm going to be covering just Pain's assault. I can't be more excited for what that is going to entail. So if you want to join me as I continue my adventure through Naruto for the first time, you make sure to hit that little red button down below to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next upload. With that said, though, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a very happy New Year's. Catch you guys in 2025 for some more Naruto and some more One Piece content.